And right now, I want to show the clip of you interviewing Barbara. But folks, I want you to listen to Barbara tell her own story. It only takes about 3 minutes, but let's roll that clip right now.
June 7th, 1981, I'll never forget it. It was a day like any other day for me. That was one spent confined to bed, unable to breathe on my own, hooked up to machines, a tracheostomy tube in my neck, my arms curled up, my legs curled up. I lay there trapped inside my own body is really how it felt. I had 2 friends over. They came over all the time. They were from my church. My church family never forgot me. So while they were there, I still remember exactly what they were reading when all of a sudden I heard a booming, authoritative, loud voice over my shoulder over here say, "My child, get up and walk."
And there was nobody else in the room?
And there was no one else in the room, and the door was over here. There were windows over this way. And instantly I knew it was God. But instantly I also knew that my friends didn't hear that, which is kind of interesting too.
Yeah.
And I needed to share with them what I heard. Well, I had this tracheostomy tube in my neck, that's how I breathed, and I had hands that did not work. So my friends said whenever I looked agitated, they knew I wanted to talk. So they'd come and plug the hole in my neck. And I said, "I don't know what you're going to think about this, but God just told me to get up and walk." And my friends got really quiet. I know, but he really did tell me to get up and walk. Run, get my family. I want them to be here. And my friends all of a sudden jumped up, and while they jumped, so did I. I was so excited I couldn't wait for anyone. And I literally jumped out of the bed. This is where you'd almost have to have known me to see how totally impossible that was. So this time, I remember reaching up and pulling my oxygen off my neck. I remember that. And then I jumped toward the voice. My friends are over here, but I jumped towards the voice. And as I jumped up, the first thing I remember isn't what I would think I would remember, but I jumped out of the bed and I looked and I saw my feet. They were flat on the ground, just like everyone else's, which sounds normal, but not for me. I had foot drops so badly I couldn't even wear slippers on my feet. They were so curled. So when I jumped up to have feet flat, I was amazed and stood staring at my feet. And when I did that, I jumped like this, and then I saw my hands. And they were open, and they never opened. And so now they were open, and I stood staring at them, and then it dawned on me I could see me. That's what I would have thought I would have noticed first, was my vision. But I didn't.
It was back, you could see.
It was back, I was perfectly fine. And I stood staring again for a little while, just feeling what it felt like to look at and see me. And then I turned, and that's when we were like women. We all started jumping up and down, screaming and thanking the Lord. I remember I didn't understand anything except where once I was real sick, I was well again. And it has to be God. That's all I knew.
There's this testimony, what's happened to her, what happened to Barbara, has been medically documented and have been passed around, and everybody cannot explain it, and they just call it a miracle of God.
Yeah, it was, I mean, I get tears in my eyes just watching that, because she is such a sweet woman. And I asked her, why you?
Yeah.
Why did God heal you and not others? And she said, I don't know. I don't know.
But it tells us 3 things about God. What are they?
It does. It tells us, number one, God is real.
Yeah.
He exists. That's the first thing it tells us.
That's exactly right. If you don't believe it now, you never will.
That's right. Number 2, he's powerful. That he can, in an instant, heal multiple sclerosis that way. And I've had other examples in the book of other healings like that. And then 3rd, that he is loving. That he loved Barbara so much. He said, my child, get up and walk.
Yeah. Folks, it's in his book. I'm just telling you, that's just one of the cases he's got in his book, all right?
By the way, she ended up marrying a pastor, and they had a little church in Fredericksburg, Virginia, ministering to people in that community.